Welcome to Essential Oils 101 Radio, where you can change your life in 90 days. This is episode number 1, Financial Success in 2013, part of the Business Expert Series for generating new ideas and helping you grow your business to the next level. I'm Elena Jordan, and I'm here with Carrie Donegan, co-founder of Wild 90 Plan. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Elena. It's so great to be here.
Wild 90 Plan produces business tools, health and financial wellness businesses. Carrie is the co-author of the book, Essential Oils 101, A Beginner's Guide to Health Basics with Essential Oils, and the monthly newsletters, Apothecary Notes, yes, you heard that right, and Wild 90 Plan News, and the ebook, Financial Success. Last but not least, she's the leader of a $1 million sales, health, and wellness group that she started in 2006. So we're actually very impressed, Carrie. You've been very busy since 2006. So today we're teaming up to bring your health and wellness business to the next level of success.
Thank you, Elena. I'm really excited about this call today. Elena is my co-author on Essential Oils 101. A best-selling book on Amazon, which is very exciting for us, and we're very grateful for all the support that everyone has given that book. And we've also teamed up to write the ebook, Financial Success. Today we're going to host a weekly radio show for the first time, and we hope you'll come back week after week and hear information and education on making your business grow to exponential levels. Elena and I have traveled together since 2007, speaking at live events about the importance of planning, goal setting, and getting things done, because we know that in the theoretical, everything works, but it's about practical execution where we find that success lives. So, Elena, I have a question for you. What changes are you going to see in your business this year?
That's a tough one, Carrie. We've got a lot of things going on in the economy and in the world. We fell off the financial cliff. There's a lot of people worrying about Obamacare and some other financial worries, increasing taxes. But I have to say, I personally am expecting sales growth of between 30 and 50% in my business, and I'll tell you why. I think the economy is really ripe for self-care, natural, and green businesses. And I think that this is the time that people are beginning to step up to the plate really and say, this is a hand I was dealt, but I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm going to be responsible for myself. And they're doing that on two fronts. They're doing it on the health front, and I think on their financial front, and that's what this is all about. So while I'm hoping for a positive outcome, of course, I'm doing a lot of planning. I'm making sure that as I speak to people about essential oils and natural health solutions, I've got tools on hand. So I'm conveying my message and to help them really understand what's going on. I know that if I can teach it to someone else, I really understand it myself. And if I can't, the same thing is true. I need to be able to teach someone else.
Well, what most people probably don't know is that one of my first careers was as a teacher, and I feel like I've never left that career. To me, teaching was one of the most valuable tools that I have ever been given in terms of reaching my success. I have to tell you that you're absolutely right. If you cannot teach something, and that includes information about essential oils, information about supplements, information about the compensation plan, if you cannot teach that material, you don't know it. And that doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong, and that doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just is it's a barometer, it's a way, a measure for you to take a step back and say, honestly, I thought I understood that when I heard it, but now when I'm trying to teach it, it's not making as much sense to me. I'm getting stuck. You need to go back and learn it and go back out there and teach it again. Teaching is the best way to create success. If you're like most people, you're hoping the changes in 2013 will be positive ones. I think we can only take a positive road right now. There is no reason to go in a negative direction. I want the new year to bring all of us increased contacts, more time to spend with our friends and family, increased sales volume, and a lot of good energy. Nothing good comes from people working against each other. So I think we all have to band together and really create the economy that we're looking for. Most of us would like to feel that we're moving in the right direction in our family and our work life. Our efforts that we're making are making a difference, and that the difference is positive. A positive financial difference in our life, and how about in your bank book? Wouldn't everyone like to see Black Friday every day? What we're here to give you today is a little bit more financial education, because honestly, Elena, in the long haul, a good education can be very valuable. My grandfather was a product of the Depression, and one of the things that he drilled into me year after year, day after day, was an education is the only thing that cannot be taken away from you. I'd like to add to that idea, and that is an education is something that costs you nothing to pass on to someone else. You get to retain the full value of what you've learned, and it really costs you nothing to pay it forward. And as we know, when you pay it forward, you always get paid back. So what else are we going to do this year, Elena?
Well, I think actually that's a great concept, Carrie. I think that sometimes when we go to school, we think we don't know it well enough. I think that education, I know speaking for myself, I tried to be as well educated as I can. I know sometimes I fall down on the job. Talking about teaching between when I left my last career in finance and started the businesses that I'm working on now. I worked on tons of different teaching jobs, part of because I felt like it was a good way for me to give back. So, but I always had, when I first got started, that little nagging fear. And I think that's the nagging fear that we have to get over this year. And sometimes it's the fear that says you can't or you won't make it this year. And if it's not the little voice that speaks to us, it's the conscious actions we all take to make or not make something happen. So I'm going to ask for a show of hands, and I can't see you all, but you can certainly type in if you like to. How many of you feel you are very busy? I don't see a lot of people typing in, but if you want to type in, you're certainly able to do so. We're not blocking you right now. And I should tell you, if you're on the computer, you can type in at the bottom of your page. At the very end of the call, we'll be opening it up for callers. So I bet a lot of you raised your hands, actually. But be honest, are you busy because of the valuable work you're doing to advance yourself, your family, and community? And are you taking care of your money and the money in your household? So I know we have an expression in our house. I don't know if there are any football fans out there. It's a little bit about offense and defense. It's the scoring, and then it's the protecting. So someone's going to go out there and make the dough, and then someone's going to protect the dough once it comes home. But the thing is, I think a lot of people stay busy as a way of avoiding something they don't want to face. If you know deep down that that's true, that you respond with anger or irritation if someone reminds you that you're not doing your job, are you busy maybe watching TV or fishing, playing golf, having your nails done, or shopping? That's the most common form, actually, of laziness. So it's laziness by staying busy, which is kind of tricky. So what's the cure for laziness? The answer is a little knowledge and overcoming bad habits. So over the next 3 free calls, we're going to talk to you about all of these issues and actually a whole lot more.
Elena, I have a confession to make. I have been and probably can be a busy, lazy person.
No, come on.
No, it's true. I have to tell you, fear is one of my biggest, maybe motivators, things that pushes me back into that busy laziness. You know, I'll say, oh, I know I really should be working on my essential oils business, but the truth is I have to organize my office first, or I really feel like the basement is cluttered, or my kids need me to work on a project for them, you know, and I get put in the wrong direction. I become a busy, lazy person, exhausted, by the way, so certainly not working, but not working toward my goal and certainly not reaching my goal. And that frustration can be really, really high sometimes. You know, one of the things that I love to see people do and I try to focus on is turning presentations into memberships. I think Young Living distributors and other essential oil distributors are great at making these fabulous presentations. They write brilliant emails. They do beautiful handouts. But can you take all of that work, and that's a lot of work, and can you turn it into new memberships? Can you avoid costly mistakes, spending money on things that don't make you money quickly? How about making real progress towards your goals? Let's get started and see how we can actually start doing this today. I want everybody to start on a new path today. This, again, is the first of 3 free coaching calls that we're offering this month. You as listeners have joined an elite group, so we welcome you, and we're very excited that you're here. We want you to learn how to maximize compensation, sales, income security, and contacts, and increase the chance to win what I think is the trip of the year, an all-expenses-paid cruise to Alaska. I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about that opportunity.
Sounds great.
Just so that you know, all 3 calls will be live this month, but will be available for re-listening by tape right here on TalkShoe Radio. 3 consecutive Tuesdays, we're going to host these calls. So this is the first one, January 15th. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be right back here on the 22nd and then again on the 29th, all at the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's call, again, is about financial success in 2013 with Essential Oils 101. Our next call is going to deal with shortcuts to financial success. And our third call is an interesting one, I think, and it's entitled, Are You Your Own Best Friend or Are You Your Worst Enemy? And I know a lot of us go back and forth between those 2 roles. In any case, we're so glad you're here, and let's get started with some work.
So the first thing I want to mention is today's call is actually called Financial Success with Essential Oils 101. And for those of you who are not familiar with that term, Essential Oils 101, it's the title of the book that Carrie mentioned earlier. And it is available on Amazon, but it's also available from Life Science Publishers. And for today's callers, we're going to have it on special for $19.95. The cover price is usually $24.95. And actually, we have a friend from Life Science Publishing, Jason Dang, who's going to get on at the end of the call and talk to you a little bit about that. So if you are on the call by phone, welcome. I know you can't answer us back, but we're happy you're here. And if you need to dial in the future and you are on a computer, the dial-in number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID is 125177. That's 125177. And you can ask a question at any time if you're on the live call by typing it in, as I said before. We will unmute you at the very end. Last but not least, let's say you get off this call or you're listening to it by tape and you have a question for us and you're not sure what to do. You can go to getaplan@yl90plan.com and send us an email. So that's getaplan@yl90plan.com. And if you're ever not sure, you can't remember Get a Plan, just go to yl90plan.com and you'll find a way to send us an email address, an email from there. And we'll answer it on the next call if we possibly can. Okay, so as Carrie said, let's roll up our sleeves. Let's talk a little bit about the YL90 plan, first of all. It's a proven system that really anybody can do. It's been around now for 2.5 years. And we like it because it's duplicatable and you'll be able to avoid some of the most common pitfalls in growing an essential oils, supplements, and wellness business. So these calls are the opportunity for people who are ready to maximize a new compensation plan. And I think most of you know that a new compensation plan was just announced actually this month. We are 15 days into the new year. And also people who want to become leaders in the health and wellness industry in general. So the time to concentrate on your financial education really is now because you're launching into something new. The new year is starting. This is the time to do it. So ask yourself, has the amount of time you've invested in learning about health and wellness translated into financial success? I know when I first started in this business, I was dying to find some information about how to make this work as a business, and there was nothing available. There were really just the 2 extremes. There were people teaching about massage therapy or about the science of oils, which is fascinating, and I think it's very interesting information. Or there were people talking about how to run other sorts of businesses at a very high level, but nothing about how to run a health and wellness business. If I was already a massage therapist or a chiropractor or a mom who wanted to get involved in this business, I don't know if there was anything out there that would have guided me in the right direction. So that's the gap we're trying to fill now. Excuse me. But in fact, I think what we're coming together in 2013 is a year full of promise, but also some unknown factors. So going back to increasing your income, decreasing your tax burden, and helping you to structure your business so that you're taking advantage of all the aspects of the new earning potential in the compensation plan. I have to jump in actually first and tell you a little bit about Carrie, that in 2005, the group that she originally started is now one of the fastest growing, most stable, and highest income per capita groups in the history of Young Living. And despite its size and relative youth, really, compared to a lot of the older groups in the company, it's in a position to surpass even some of the largest, most established groups. Not just because of hard work and dedication. I think Carrie's group, which I joined in 2007, has been profitable for its forward thinking, and also I think because of its ability to take advantage of the compensation offered. So this is not a program of scripts or motivation. While we work to motivate you, the most important thing when you start your business is your plan. So, Elena, with the YL90 plan, we help to break up your plan into manageable chunks that can be easily understood and broken apart. So, you know, it seems like it would be too hard to say I'm going to go from, a business where I know no one and I have no members to I want a business where I'm bringing in, $250,000 a month in sales. That seems like a big gap to jump through or jump over. And so most people say, gosh, I got to get there fast. What am I going to do? And they spend hundreds of dollars and countless hours writing or hiring someone to write professional business plans, websites, marketing material. Without a business plan, you're at the mercy of whatever comes along. So you need one, but how do you get one? And whether it's a new trend product or even a financial downturn like we're seeing now, with a plan, a business is able to grow because it follows a map. It follows along roads, just like on a map. And so this is why business plans are extremely important. Elena and I have worked tirelessly to streamline and practice this plan to work out the kinks. So we didn't come up with this plan and launch it out into the industry in the hopes that someone would like it, someone would buy it, and someone would use it, and it would be effective. We did just the opposite. We spent 2 years testing and changing and reworking this plan just to make sure that before we launched it into the industry that it would work and that anyone in any position coming from any education could make it work. It's not a static plan. It's consistently and constantly being updated to reflect new information in the health and wellness industry. We don't want you to feel like you're ever caught behind. And since we began working together, we have surpassed so many challenges and removed so many obstacles. So we didn't want you to have to deal with any of that either. Please, at this point, if you haven't already, take out some paper and a pencil, because I think this is the part where you're really going to want to take a few notes. YL90 Plan and Essential Oils 101 are a proven business method, and they're specialized for the health industry. Not every business plan is really specialized for, a particular industry. This one happens to be in your industry. It's also specific to multi-level marketing companies, and whether you like multi-level marketing or not, it does work and it is profitable. So if something works and it's profitable, Elena, we might as well take advantage of it. Really.
And it's designed to be effective for both very experienced people and even novice beginners who just have a lot of enthusiasm and are ready to go. Let's talk about what it's not. YL90 Plan and Essential Oils 101 are not going to be empty motivational hype. I mean, it's great to have cheerleaders. I believe in motivational tapes. I believe in listening to that, but it's hard to translate enthusiasm into practical business techniques. We also don't want you to feel that this is ever a marketing trap with a built-in expiration date. You're not going to get pulled in to work with the YL90 plan and keep spinning around in circles, never getting anywhere. You're never going to get phased out, and you're never going to feel like you don't know where to go next. This is a plan that we'll be teaching for years to come. This is a plan that you can teach to your own group. Again, we developed it in the industry, and it was developed by successful people. Many of you may not know, but Elena comes from a solid finance background. She's a former J.P. Morgan investment banker. What could be a better thing to have on your resume when you talk about business planning than that? We have both traveled and worked in business internationally. So this is a wellness business which can be grown in other markets. Our experience can help you take your business to other markets if that's a place that you want to go. For those of you who have been involved in Young Living over the last few years, you've seen lots of changes to the product line, packaging, labeling, and even most recently, the compensation plan. So starting now in January 2013, the company has just announced a new compensation plan. And while it is sweeping in its breadth and depth, it also simplifies your ability to make money in an ever-changing industry. Simplification is really key. I love an easy plan. So under the old plan, the structure of your business, when a person enrolled, how they ordered product, whether it was under Essential Rewards or through a regular order, this was very, very important. And how much was ordered was also extremely important. As a leader, you were trying to build a business structure to maximize bonuses. Now it's completely different. Now the idea is you are working with a team. You have to put together a team. Go out and find your team. Find 6 people, 6 friends, 6 colleagues, 6 people with identical thoughts and goals and values, people that you find are kindred spirits and have a desire to introduce health products to their friends and other people that they work with. These are going to be the people that are going to propel you to the next level. There is a lot of incentive to help someone solve their health issue with a YL90 plan. The great thing about a YL90 plan is that over 90 days, if they keep to the plan and they use the product entirely, that's another thing that we stress in the YL90 plan. Whatever you purchase in the plan, you have to use completely over 30, 60, and then 90 days. And they will see a change in their health because we know that our body does change every 90 days. I had a consultation with a friend who was going through some very serious post-cancer surgery, and she was getting some plastic surgery, reconstructive surgery done. And the thing that really struck me was the doctor kept saying to her, don't expect results for 90 days. Don't expect results for 90 days. So, this is something that everyone talks about. This is the time frame we need to work in. The YL90 plan and Essential Oils 101 help people pick their most important health issue. Don't let people get scattered. Even enthusiastic people can run in too many directions. Really encourage your people to pick one issue and then work with them for 90 days. You're going to be a really good coach to them that way. You're going to be a good educator. You're going to be a good support. And you're going to motivate them, and you're going to feel motivated because now Young Living has teamed up with this concept of a 90-day plan, and they're going to reward you with what they call the Fast Start bonus. This is the best bonus they've got going out there. It's fabulous. 25% of everything that you share in 90 days with someone is going to then pay you back. This is where the pay it forward, pays you back comes into play.
So in the new plan, there are 8 ways to get paid. You have unilevel commissions, generation commissions, Fast Start bonus, the Start Living Kit bonus, the Rising Star Team Performance bonus, the Generation Leadership bonus, the Diamond Profit Sharing Pool, and Travel Rewards bonus. Now, I'm not going to talk about all of those today because we would be on this call until midnight. But the structure includes bonuses for beginning, intermediate, and advanced builders, which is a really cool thing because under the old plan, there were some bonuses to get started and some bonuses for more experienced people, but in the middle, you were kind of lost in the sauce. So today we're going to talk really only about the unilevel commissions and the Start Living Kit bonus, both of which are available to all Young Living distributors. So here's get your pencil ready just in case. Unilevel commissions are paid out to all qualifying distributors. So these are your standard vanilla commissions. What's new is that you'll be paid 8% of the volume of your first level. So when I use the term standard vanilla commission, when you sell something, a percentage of that those sales are paid back to you in a commission. Up until last year, that was 5%, and I'm going to go back into that in a little while. So you are paid on different levels based on the people that joined your group at different times. So, for example, Carrie signed me up, so I'm in Carrie's first line. I sign up a woman named Joni, and she's in my first line, but she's in Carrie's second line, just so that's clear. So what's new is that Carrie will get paid 8% of the volume of her first level, and you'll get paid 8% of the volume of your first level, 5% on your second level, and 4% on any additional 3 levels. So how do you figure this out? You go to your downline viewer on the YL website. Everything in your downline with a number 1 next to their name is your first line. So you're pulling up your downline viewer, you're looking at the list of names, and to the right-hand side are several columns. The first column is called level, and if you see a number 1 in there, that person is in your first line. Number 2 indicates second line, and so on. So you would total all the purchases for anyone in your first line, and you multiply this number by 0.08. So you're taking everyone that has a 1 next to it, and what I did, because I actually did this for someone in my group, I listed the person's name, so I said Joni $100, and Janie $50, and Francis $60, and Clara $210. I added those up, and then I multiplied by 0.08. That's everybody in my first line. I would also calculate this on a previous completed month. I picked November 2012 because there's not going to be any fluctuations in a previous month. If you use the current month to make your calculations, the normal pluses and minuses and movement of distributors could make this calculation a little bit more difficult for you. So at least to practice, I would use a previous month. To get a clean sheet of paper, write down the name of anyone in your group who purchased products in the month with the amount next to it, and then total that column and multiply by 0.08, and you have your unit level compensation for your first line. Look at your downline again. Any name with a number 2 in the level column is your second line. Make a new list of all these names, multiply it by 0.05. The answer will be your unit level commissions for your second line. You'll repeat this for your third, fourth, and fifth lines, but this time multiplying by 0.04. So what's the difference? Under the old plan, we were paid 5% on each of your 5 lines. So 5 times 5 is 25. In the new plan, we're paid 8 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. And for those of you who are quick thinkers, that is also 25. So we're paid the total same amount of commissions, but we're just paid it now in a sliding scale, if you will, as opposed to a flat scale. So would you like to have a little bit of help making calculations like these? I know the group that I worked with over the weekend sent me back some glowing emails saying, wow, this was so helpful. I should say to you that as you're calculating, you're multiplying by the total amount of PV that the person has purchased, not the total dollar amount. But you'll see the PV amount in the column next to their name. It would be great, I think, to have a friend helping you to know just when you need to push to make the next level, how you calculate different things on a monthly basis, how you're going to calculate different bonuses and structure. So if you're looking at your check and saying, where does this money come from, or why didn't I get any money in that column, the YL90 plan and Life Science Publishing are teaming up now to bring you live weekly coaching. I think just what you need to build your group to the next level. So I wish the live coaching was available when I first started, Carrie.
Oh, my gosh, that would have been really helpful.
We spent a lot of time, I have to say. Carrie lives in a 3-story house, and we spent a lot of time in her upstairs room dragging out pencil and paper and trying to calculate, how does this check actually get calculated? And not really getting a lot of direction, but obviously we eventually figured it out.
I have to say, Elena, I was very enthusiastic about the essential oils and the supplements and how fast they helped my family and how well we were feeling and how our medical bills were going down, which is a money saver right there, right? So that's money in your pocket. But, I was really afraid of the compensation plan. And when you and I first talked, I will confess to you that I think what I said to you is I've never read it. And which, of course, from a finance person brought a big gasp from the other side of the room. But once she was able to catch her breath again, she was very kind, and we really did sit down and look at the compensation plan extensively. I also have the benefit of working with my husband, who has a finance background, and he's been instrumental in helping me with our own personal plan for this business. But it all comes down to very basic and very it comes very back down to very tailored planning. Not everybody's plans are the same, Elena, and sometimes it means that you have to do the plan that works right for you. So I was really excited when Life Science Publishing said to us that they could bring this type of coaching to members of Young Living, because I think this would have been key, at least for me, in making my business grow even faster. And I know I did kind of look around when I was first doing this business, and I certainly have looked around since, but these programs are often very expensive. And so I realize when people are starting out, they don't have a lot of capital to work with, and they shouldn't be spending a lot of money, certainly. So when Life Science Publishing came to us, I was a little nervous because I really didn't want to put a financial burden on anyone out there, especially the people who are just starting out. But what's really exciting is that what they have shared with us is that what can be offered to you can be offered for actually as low as $19.95 a month. And I think this is a fabulous investment to make in your business and can be turned around really quickly. At this price point, you can use your life experiences and knowledge to build your business. So they're going to help you pull that together. Consistently turn presentations into new memberships. This is the thing that is really, really key for me. A lot of hard work has to be turned into financial gain, and to be completely comfortable speaking live, online, in small groups, one-on-one, when someone grabs you anywhere you are and says, hey, I have a question. Be comfortable. How do you get to that point? And also, how to differentiate yourself so that people know that you are a leader in this industry.
Carrie, that's really an amazing price, because I have to say, for $19.95 a month, there's not a lot that you can do. When we talked to Life Science Publishing, they said they kind of wanted to offer this in 2 tiers, and Carrie and I discussed it, and we thought that was a great idea. So $19.95 is your kind of jump-in point, and you're going to learn a lot for that amount: how to calculate your commissions, how to get in and really crawl into this new compensation plan. We are offering, as we said, 2 more conference calls, 2 more coaching calls over the next 2 weeks, and you can jump on those completely free. And you're going to get a sense of what it is that we're offering for you on a monthly basis. But if that's not enough, we'll also provide you with individualized training if you prefer. That more training that makes you independent. So you get huge results, I think, from networking with something called what we call the 10-minute meeting. You can also use social media to spread your message and build your business. I don't know if you're aware, but Wow 90 Plan has gone from almost 0 to over 21,000 followers on Twitter, yep, and close upon 10,000 followers between our 2 sites on Facebook. A lot of that has to do with building a message and spreading it, I think, in a powerful way. You want to ethically move people to do what you want them to do, and you want to understand your compensation plan so that you can teach it to others. And last but not least, you want to take full advantage of the incentive trips and win. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, we're in actually the 3rd month of an incentive trip to Alaska. And this year, the incentive period is kind of short, but you still have plenty of time to jump in and win it. It is all expenses paid for 2 to Alaska, and the trip is in August. I personally am very excited. Carrie and I, have we won every trip so far?
Almost all.
Almost all of them. We've been to the Caribbean. We've been to Europe. We've had some great trips together for business and also as part of the incentive programs for Young Living. And let me tell you, Young Living is no holds barred when it comes to trips. The last thing that I'd love for you to do is to build a 7-figure health and wellness business. So if you're not using Young Living as a primary source of income, but perhaps you're a graduate of integrative nutrition, or you are a chiropractor, or a nutrition coach, or some others have another business, and this is a supplemental income, what a great way to bridge the gap between these two businesses and bring it really to the next level. There's nothing like bringing in $1 million worth of sales every year. Am I right, Carrie?
Oh, absolutely.
It does a lot it does the body good. Let's put it that way. So for this second level of training, we're going to be offering that second level of training for $39.95 a month. We should also tell you that there's plenty of free gifts. If you decide to come in for a year at the $19.95 level, we have some marvelous gifts for you. And at the $39.95 a month level, we also have tons of gifts. I actually want to bring in somebody now from Life Science Publishing. Jason was on the line. I don't know, Jason, if you can jump on. Can you hear us, Jason?
Me?
There you are. Okay.
Oh,
hey, Jason.
There we go.
Welcome.
I'm here. So, yeah, I am Vice President of Operations for the publishing company. And we here print and publish all of Carrie and Elena's Wild 90-Day Plan, business tools, and brochures and books that help you not only take all this information that they've shared with us on this call home with you, but also to share with other people. So with the coaching calls that we have,
Okay, I think we need...
Jason, is that better? Can you get on now?
Yeah, could you hear me?
Okay, there you go. Sorry about that.
We can hear a baby crying in the background. I think everybody else could, too.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Can you repeat what you were saying?
Okay. Well, I'm not sure how much people got, but we are the publishing company, and so we are the ones who print and publish all of Carrie and Elena's brochures and books that take all of this information that they've shared with us and put it in a format that you're able to take home with you and also to share with other people. So with the availability of these coaching calls that Carrie and Elena are having available, we have some special rewards for everyone on this call. If you would like, you are given the special promotional price to purchase their Essential Oils 101 book for a discounted rate for just being on this call. I believe it's somewhere around 25% off. But then also with...
Jason, I'm going to interrupt you for just 2 seconds. Listeners, I know it's a little hard to hear Jason, so I'm going to jump in here for a second. I think we did mention in the beginning of the call that the original price of the book, Essential Oils 101, is $24.95, and that for everyone listening to the call or anyone who called in thereafter who hears it on tape, the book will be sold for $19.95. And
That's right.
For anyone who decides to enroll in the coaching programs within the next 48 hours, we'll be offering 12 calls for the price of 10. So instead of paying $250, you'll pay just $199, which I think is a great price. What do you think, Jason?
That's right. And you also get a special gift of the promotional materials.
So you'll be getting a selection of promotional materials with your sign-up. And if you sign up for the advanced coaching at $39.95, you'll also get pay for just 10 months for the price of 12 months for the price of 10. The great thing about that second level of coaching is you'll get something that's called the
Meeting in a Box.
Yes, thank you. Meeting in a Box is a copy of Essential Oils 101. a selection of 4 packets of YL90 plan brochures, and a CD that was taped actually right before the last convention, which talks a lot about building your business and using the material. So you want to, Jason, can you give the call-in information for anybody who's interested in calling in?
Yes, our number here to call in is 1-800-336-6308. And when they call in and they hear the prompt, they just press 0 to speak with any sales rep.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jason. We're going to wrap it up now. If you'd like to, and then we're going to open up the line to questions. I want to mention, I guess, in closing, that sharp financial planning is something that anybody can learn to do. It's not difficult. It takes a little bit of practice, but I have to say, if any of you have learned a language, learned how to play piano, learned how to garden, or really anything that took any kind of skill or time involved, you know what it takes to be persistent and to learn something. And at first it might be very daunting. I remember the first time I actually speak French, and the first time I went to a group of French speakers, my mouth was dry, my back was sweating, my hair felt like it was standing on end, and the only thing I could remember to say was bonjour. And now I get around pretty well if I have to, but it took a little bit of practice, and I know that the practice has paid off, and I think it will for you too. So my last thought for you is that success is a choice, and if you want things to be different, you have to do something different. Perhaps that something is to be different yourself. So please, begin now by letting yourself get excited about the possibility of greater success. And I want to thank you all for being on the line. Thank you, Carrie. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Elena. This was fun. I look forward to this next week as well, and I hope we have our callers come back and hear the next set of calls here. If you have any questions and you want to type a couple, we're going to be happy to answer a few questions. I know our time is running short. But also, Elena gave you our email address, which is getaplan@yl90plan.com. You can also visit us on Facebook or visit us on the web at yl90plan.com, and we will be happy to answer your questions there as well.